more than all, welcome to Grandad's allotment. So it's nearly the end of August, so I thought I'd have a quick August tour and let's see what I'm up to. So I think we'll start in the greenhouse, or the top of the big greenhouse. Bit of a jungle in here, not really sort of trained the tomatoes at all this year, not really had a chance, but they're doing okay. Not too bad. These are the black tomatoes. Fairly decent crop. Not bad, but they're not quite ripe yet. They've got to turn a little bit of a red tinge for them to go ripe. Fig, that put on a massive spurt this year. Don't know if you can see for the light, but and it actually has got figs. They probably won't ripen, I don't think. Although that one's just come off there, still quite hard. I don't think they'll ripen this year, but they'll get a chance. A few peppers. Again, I've not really had or done anything with these peppers at all, apart from water them every now and again, and my watering's been a bit sporadic, I must admit. I've got a few different sorts of tomatoes this year. Again, that's the black ones. You can see it's got a little red tinge underneath that, so that's probably ripe, but I haven't really trained them very much at all this year. Raspberries, great crop of autumn raspberries, and the bonus is the birds aren't getting them, and it tastes lovely. So yeah, I'm cropping these raspberries every time I come down. You know, there's masses. I've got a freezer full of raspberries. This side, I just plunked the tomatoes in, and I haven't done anything with them, to be honest. I haven't trained them at all. They've just grown wild as bush tomatoes. So if there's anything in there, it's a bonus. There is the odd cucumber in there. What you know, you can see. He's got a little couple of cucumbers on there, but it's probably not going to do anything. But I've just left it this year. It was the first year of putting stuff in. The soil's not ready, to be honest. In that bed there, I'm going to take all the soil back out, and I'm going to put a watering system in there, because the bindweed's just coming straight through, and I can't be doing with that. I can't get it. Because the shelving, I can't get into weed. So all that soil's going to come back out, and I'm going to put a watering system in there with gutters that'll flow around, and then the plants will sit on top of that as a wicking system. Same with under here. There's only really the rhubarb left under here. I'm in two minds whether there's Winston having a look. I'm in two minds whether to cut the rhubarb out and put a watering system in there again. I'm not quite sure about that side. That might be left, but we'll see. But you can see it's I haven't been on top of the weeds, so a few tomato plants still left there that never actually got planted out, but yeah, I'm cooking some tomatoes. A few fuchsias there from the fuchsia cuttings I did last year. They're all right. Actually, tomatoes are lovely. Another one of them. Well, let's have a look out here. So, in the orchard area, apples, I've got a few on. Not a great deal, but I did give it a hard prune back this year. I have taken some off actually, and we've had some crumble. The pears done all right. First year for cropping of pears. They're conference pears. And it shouldn't be too long before they're ready to come off. This one is the Spartan apple tree. I've actually had a good cropping off this year already. There's a few left, but not quite ready to come off. Cherry tree. We did get cherries off this year, and it's put on another growth spurt. So that'll have to be trimmed back. Damsons, I'm not sure about this. This is probably going to come out, I think. It's been in 3 years. Yeah, probably 3 years, and I've not had a damson yet. Maybe it's the way I'm pruning it, I don't know, but if I don't cut the tops off, it just gets too big. So that might come out. I'm thinking pond in here. Maybe. Right, let's have a look along. Fuchsia that's doing well, built back up. These tomatoes in here, I have trained them, but they weren't. They were done a bit late, to be honest, and they were just put in as the sort of scrag ends of tomatoes that I had left. Grapes, again, putting on more foliage. No matter how much you cut it back, you know, it just comes again. I mean, this was cut probably about a month ago, cut off totally, so that's probably what, 2-3 foot of growth in a month, 6 weeks, but they are doing well. The grapes are actually lovely this year. I've thinned them out on the stalks as well. Lovely. This side is fruiting, it's not, well, it's ripening quicker than the other side, and this is only the first year that we're getting a true crop from this side, but you can see they're not too bad, and I've sort of been thinning them out every now and again when I come, just to let them ripen up. But for being in Newcastle, sort of, well, north of Newcastle in Northumberland, quite cold temperatures, we do all right for grapes. But you can see, I mean, this was thinned right down, and it's away again. You just kind of keep on top of them. So vigorous. Right, let's have a look out here. In this greenhouse, I've not done a great deal. There's a couple of tomatoes in there, but that's it. I haven't bothered with anything in this side at all. It desperately needs cleaning up, and I never got the chance to do my chilies in the chilli house either. So a bit of a bad year for getting on top of things this year, but it is what it is. This here is a rogue parsnip, which I didn't know I had. I don't know if you can see in there. So I did plant parsnips in this bed, but nothing came up. So I then planted spinach and stuff in there, which predominantly went straight to seed. These are the spinaches. And then I thought I planted celeriac, but when it turns out it's not, it's a parsnip. This was cauliflowers. They've all been harvested now, so this bed will come out, and my garlic will go in there sort of end of September time. Same with this one. It was these haven't hardened up yet. This was cauliflower. Nothing's happening. There was a few rogue tomatoes in there for the pick. We'll get them. This bed I had planted late, sown of carrots in here, but nothing's come up. Oh, there is the odd one there, but that's it. So that'll probably end up being garlic again this year for the winter. Fuchsia on this side is come up after a hard cutback last year. This, I don't know if you can see, this here is the Japanese wineberry. Which was planted from the garden which it's a bit like a raspberry, but really small, really sweet, and they're quite sticky, the fruit as well. Bit of a sharper taste than a raspberry, but hopefully I'll get this trained up this wall this year. This was transplanted. It's the first fruit it's had in the allotment. Grandma and Granddad's rose, doing all right. We cut it really back. Jane cut it back really hard this year. Needs a bit of deadheading, but there are still some coming. Comfrey just keeps giving, and it's in a tub as well. Tierberry, this needs training up, but we're getting a load of tierberries this year. I don't know if you can see. So there's two. There's a tierberry and a loganberry. I'm not quite sure which one's which. I think the darker ones, these are the loganberries, because they come off with the centre inside like a blackberry. So they're a blackberry cross. Whereas the tierberries, these ones, they're more of a raspberry, a lot softer. There's one there. See if I can get it off. So yeah, they're tierberries. Excuse me. Which are really sweet. Strawberries are all done. Got runners on, so I might pot a few of them up today. Them runners for next year. Courgettes, just keep coming, do what they do. These ones were the Berlotti, mini Berlotti beans. They've done all right. More courgettes, again doing what they do. In here, I've got a sown of carrots, which I don't, in between the chickweed coming up. I don't know if you can see. That's carrot there. And you can see a bit of a line of carrots there. So I think there's four lines of carrots. As soon as they're coming up and I identify them as carrots, I'll take the chickweed out from the middle of them. Leeks, overwintering leeks. They're doing all right. Not bad, they were sown from seed. This was the Romanesco cauliflower, and in the middle some sprouting broccoli. I've had all the Romanesco off now, but I don't know if you can see on this one, it grows pups. So if you take the middle heart out, it grows pups from around the outside, so I will probably get a new crop of that as well. Again there, some more of the Berlotti. So they'll just grow, they're dwarf variety this year. I'll just let them grow and they'll harden on the stalk. Another courgette in there. This is celeriac, which I don't know if it's forming anything yet, but it's in there. Let's have a look along here. Sweet peas. They're now going to seed, but they've put on a good show this year. I'll be collecting the seeds from them. In here, amongst the bindweed, is another grape. So this is an outdoor variety, just planted this year. To put on a bit of spurt, but the idea is I wanted to climb up and over the bean arch as well. Runner beans, these are the Guinness runner beans. And again, I don't know if you can see the sort of length of them. I'll pull one off. Sort of. It's up from my tip of my fingers to my elbow anyway, so it's about 18 inches or so, and we get them all the time. The more they pick, the more you come, So inside the bean arch, you see you know, they're so prolific. You've just got to keep pulling at them, and they'll just keep coming. Loads of flowers on the top there. They'll eventually come across. A few dahlias in there. We'll just keep cutting them and taking them home for cut flowers. They're in buckets as well. Along the back I did have peas, but they're all gone. This, what you can see coming up here, is horseradish, and it was actually in the bed probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I just kind of get rid of it. Just have to keep pulling it. Climbing beans, again, you just keep pulling at them. But done really well with beans this year, both the black ones and normal sort of green sort of French beans, but they're all climbing variety, and they've gone right the way up. I don't know if you can see. They're the black ones. Done really well with beans this year, and they taste great, to be honest. This bed here, a few radishes. Sorry, I'm eating a bean now. Late sowing the radish when we took the onions out of there. Again, in this bed, another sowing of radishes. They're the moody radish, I think. In the onion beds, we've replaced it with, I'll just show you Winston because he's now eating that bean. We got it. He's away. He's happy. He loves beans and peas. So yeah, these are bolt hardy beetroot, and I think I've got cylinder beetroot in the next one. And there was some beetroot planted in this one, but it was old seed, so I don't think much of it's come up. But that'll be fine. We'll be getting garlic in here anyway. I've started taking a few buckets of spuds. I'm going to take a few more today. In here, this was rhubarb, black currants. Again, these were moved from when I moved the greenhouse, so we've not had any sort of cropping off these currants this year because they've been moved. But next year they'll be pretty prolific again. Spuds. I'm going to take these up today. These were the black ones, purple spuds, and then these ones. So I'm gonna harvest a couple of buckets now, and I'll show you what we've got. Right, let's see what we'll get out of these. So this is the purple potatoes. A main crop. I can't remember what they were. Apart from purple potatoes. Because I planted them from my own seed potato, what I saved from the year before. I can see there is a few in there. Right. Nothing in the bottom. A few inches. Does it grow above soil? Right, let's get some of it put in. That's yeah, they're quite hard to spot, these ones, when you it's a seed potato. Yeah, they're quite hard to spot when you're doing a reveal. Because they just look like the same colour as the soil. What I have found with these ones, they do get a bit of a rough skin on them, but that when you come to peel them or scrub them just with a scrubbing brush, that does come off. Yeah, seed potato. did one bucket of these because they are a bit of a novelty really. You can't use them for much. They look awful for mash. It tastes alright, but it just looks a bit odd, purple mash. What I tend to do is chip them and roast them. Bit of olive oil, bit of paprika, bit of salt in the oven, in chips, and it tastes great. So this was 2 seed potatoes in here, planted around about St Patrick's Day, so end of April-ish. It's a bit soft. There you go. Not bad of 2 seed potatoes. So yeah, a couple of pound, £1.5 purple potatoes. We'll be having them during the week. Right. So that's up in these ones. So these ones are second crop Nicola. I've already harvested my Morris paper and my Charlottes. They were in them 4 buckets there, so they're already gone, being eaten and lovely. So let's see what we'll get from Nicola. A few already. Again, there shouldn't be much in the bottom, sort of 3 or 4 inches. There's the seed potato, what I bought. There's quite a bit of mould in this. Now that could be sort of the mycorrhizal fungi from, because it was compost that I got delivered. You know, the big 2 ton of compost that I got delivered. That's what I used for this because I didn't have any other compost, so it was still breaking down. Still had a few sticks and stuff in it, so I would imagine that's the mycorrhizal fungi from that. But it's fine. It's nothing to worry about. It's I don't know if you can see it. Little bits of grey bits in there, so that's mycorrhizal fungi. Not a problem. It'll go great on the beds, and it does aid sort of development of roots and stuff. So it's not a problem. You can see the little grey patches in there. This year I noticed in the other ones as well, I was getting potatoes with dark patches on them. I don't know whether that's blight or not. Some of them are absolutely fine, but some of them have got slightly darker patches or slightly darker potatoes. Is that blight? Or is it rot? Has it been left too long? Not sure. But they're not all cleaned up, but I did notice that in the other potato that I've already picked. If you look at the colour of that one to that one, you know, same potatoes off the same plant. That's about it. You're all going to spot one and say you've missed a one. Yeah, that one. You always miss a one. Oh, it's loads here, man. Quite a few little potatoes in this bucket. Right, not a bad one, Nicola. It's a boiling. Right, probably gonna leave that for today because it's starting to drizzle. And I don't want the camera getting wet. So I'm going to do a bit more harvesting. Can you see it? I'm going to do a bit more harvesting of some courgettes and stuff. And then I'll show you what I finished with at the end. Right, I've decided I'm going to have these parsnip as well. I've already just pulled one. Not bad. Because I'm going to need to clear this bed anyway. There we go. Not bad. So it's three parsnip. Here's the other one that I didn't know was grown. And that's the rest of the harvest for today. So some black runner beans, some black French climbing beans, green climbing beans, runner beans. Here are the Guinness ones. A few heirloom tomatoes, different sorts. These ones are lovely. Can't remember what they're called, but they're number 14 on my tag. I'll have to have a look. A few raspberries, a little bit of broccoli, a few courgettes, and some purple potatoes. Not bad. And a few Nicola. That'll do for Sunday dinner. Right, we'll catch you all later. Right, back in the greenhouse. I've just checked my my list, and those yellow tomatoes were Sweet Cassidy, and the black tomatoes that I had, these ones, they are indigo violet tomatoes. Right, that's it for the day. I'm gonna it's starting to drizzle now, so I'm gonna pack up and head off home, and I'll see you on the next one. Catch you all later.